Do you want us back?
Alrighty, guys, so here's my lovely audience. Oh, beautiful smiling faces. Good afternoon, guys. So today I'm going to be telling you the legend of the Guatemalan worry dolls. This story is very personal to me, as it's a story my grandfather used to tell me. And it all begins in the beautiful country of Guatemala. Our story starts with two siblings, a brother and a sister named Diego and Maria. Now, Diego and Maria came from a very poor village. This village relied heavily on its crops that it farmed. And in the coming months, there came a drought. There was very little rain, therefore their crops wilted and died, and it was very hard for them to farm for their crops and therefore make money. But Diego and Maria's mother was very wise and very smart, and she decided to craft these beautiful cloths to sell at the market. She worked very hard day and night to make months' worth of cloths. Beautiful blues, yellows, oranges, greens, everything you could think of she weaved. She gathered them all into a big basket and she hid them under Diego's bed so that the next day she could take them to the market and hopefully make enough money so that her family could finally eat some good food. For many days they had just been eating tortillas made out of maize. It was similar to our kind of pancakes, but often the children went hungry. So this was their one big chance to finally turn the tides. Now, the family went to sleep with the hopes of these fabrics. But in the middle of the night, Diego heard some rustling. And below, he looked beneath his bed and saw that a thief had taken all the cloth from the basket. He screamed for his family and yelled, "Please, someone help, there's a thief!" They came and looked, but it was far too late. All the beautiful cloth their mother had worked so hard on was put to waste. Now, the mother became very sick and distraught with this. She soon developed a fever, and the family was now without food and even worse off than they had been before. But Diego and Maria always had hope. Maria looked into the basket and saw that there was just a few bits of cloth left their mother had sewn, just some scraps. And she decided that this was enough to help her family. So with it, she gathered the scraps and asked Diego, "Diego, my dear sweet brother, please come with me to the forest. We shall gather twigs and leaves." And he asked, "But why? Why would we gather twigs and leaves? How could this possibly help our family?" She said, "Just wait, I have an idea." So they run into the forest and gather their twigs, and soon they begin to make these little dolls. And on their dolls are the beautiful cloth that their mother had made. So they run to their mother and they say, "Mother, we have an idea. Here's these dolls. We will sell these at the market tomorrow." And the mother says, "My dear children, I do not think this will work, but I wish you the best all the same." So with that, Maria sat in her bed holding the little dolls, and she looked at them and said to each doll one of her worries. "Oh, how I wish there was rain. How I wish we still had our cloths. And how I wish our mother was well." And she laid the dolls underneath her pillow and went to sleep. Then, the next morning, Maria awoke, and she looked under her pillows only to see that the dolls were gone. She ran into the kitchen and saw on the table that the dolls were lined up in a perfect circle. And she thought to herself, "I do not remember setting the dolls on the table. How could they have moved? Dolls do not simply walk on their own. I must have put them on the table. That must be it." And so she gathered her dolls and grabbed her brother Diego, and they headed to the market. There at the market, they tried to find the best location they could to sell their dolls. And they found a little empty spot. It wasn't much, and it wasn't perfect, but it would work for just what they needed. They sat next to a shoemaker, to which he asked, "Well, children, what do you have these dolls for?" "Well, we plan on selling them. They're magic dolls. We swear they're magic." "Well," he says, "I have magic in my shoes, and I do not think that will sell them." But still, the children persisted, and they sat down to sell their dolls. Now the day rolled by. It was hot, it was sweaty, still no rain, and towards the end of the day, the children began to lose their last bit of hope, until a man in the finest cloths they had ever seen, and a great big large hat, came up to them, and he said, "Well, what is it you have there?" To which Maria replied, "I have these dolls, and they're magic dolls. I swear, they are magic." And he looked at her and slyly said, "I think I believe you. I will take all of your dolls." To which he handed her the most money she had ever seen and he hurriedly left with the dolls. Maria and Diego looked at the money with pride. This was the most money they had ever seen in their entire lives. It was far more than enough to cover for a year's worth of living expenses. They ran home as quick as they could to their mother, said, Mother, please look, we have more than enough. We can finally eat something other than maize. And the mother gleamed, and she asked, well, how could you have gotten this money? Well, Mother, Maria said, it's from the dolls, the magic dolls that I sold. And with that, the family ate the most delicious meal they've ever had. And they all went to sleep, the most peaceful sleep. The next morning, Maria awoke, and the dolls were back again underneath her pillow with a little note. The note had a drawing of a man with a large hat on it, and it said, every night, tell your worries to these dolls and put them under your pillow, and they will guarantee to make your dreams come true. And then Maria heard a rumbling in the sky. She looked up, and the rain began to patter down. Thank you.